So at the beginning of this week, I was trading up to this 4 hour, or well, it's a 1 hour refined imbalance. And then once we hit that, I knew for a fact we're going to be looking for sells because we've seen all these breaks here, all these dibble over doubles. So I knew we were looking for sells, and I was looking for sells to this PD array. Actually, I'll use the gap box for this one. On this low to this high, we're looking for a good POI below the 0.5. Whoever the fuck's eating in the call, I'm about to ban you permanently.
My bad.
So I'm looking for POI under here, and I'm looking for imbalance to be under there as well. And looking on the 4 hour, I see no imbalance. So we'll scroll down, and the first imbalance we see, that is obviously this one here, but we're looking for one that's underneath the 0.5, which is down here. By the way, I made a fucking stupid mistake having my TP here, because it's literally the dumbest fucking place I could have put it, and I would have made a lot more money. But this is where we were selling down to after recting off here on Tuesday. So Tuesday evening, we're looking for continuation trades. I was looking down to here, but realistically should have been down here. But we're looking for continuation trades down to those levels. And my little model for continuation is very, very simple. So we're looking for 5-minute sweeps into 5-minute order blocks. And the order blocks don't necessarily have to be valid, but it looks like a little essentially resistance area. So that's our 5-minute order block there. When we first entered the order block, we noticed that there's not a single bit of liquidity, built up some, and then we were looking for the sweep before rejecting. So we've seen the build up of 5-minute liquidity here, followed by the sweep, followed by rejection, which is when I entered. Took that on Tuesday evening. Well, no, Tuesday at like 3:30 p.m. Held it all night straight down to here, and it's the exact same model for these two trades as well. One of them was a bit riskier than the other, but this trade here, we're looking for a 5-minute order block with a 5-minute sweep, 5-minute order block here, followed by a sweep of this liquidity here. Oh, wait. And once that got swept, once again we're looking for some rejection. But with this one, because this was at 8 a.m., I was making sure that we had extra confirmation because obviously new session, new sweeps. So I was making sure that we weren't going to sweep this high and react off here, sweep this high or this high, react off here. Wasn't quite sure, so I was looking for 1-minute confirmation, which we had by this break here, followed by this little bit of manipulation here. And I saw some nice rejection, so I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to get in a bit aggressive, hopped in straight away, a little bit of a bigger stop loss, obviously, because I'm not going to have it right at the top there, and carried that down. And then this one was a bit trickier and quite risky. I just decided to scale in because I saw it playing around my TP. So we've seen a that actually wasn't a 5. Oh yeah, my bad. I'm going crazy. We've seen this 5-minute sweep here of this order block, and we were looking for 1-minute confirmation. So we were looking for a nice sweep of a high, and this was the first high we could see. We've seen that sweep, and then I didn't hop in immediately because I was anticipating that it was going to come up to this order block up here, which obviously it didn't. So I hopped in aggressive after realizing that it swept liquidity here, broken structure, built up a bit more liquidity, respected this, and after seeing they respected this order block here, then I hopped in, took a nice little 1 to 2.23 down to my TP, and this trade, and this trade added up to £5,800 on my live account, which is the most amount of money I've ever made in ever. So boss,
It's ridiculous.
good fucking day.
On what size account?
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
What are you saying, Alex?
On what size account?
None of your business. That's what size account.
Right.
Keeping that one a bit secret. But yeah. See, if I actually took it down to the TP that I fucking should have, then I would have made a lot more. As you can see, it was a fucking banging TP. So I ended up reacting, giving a nice little, how many pips off that one? Nice 40 pips off that. Yeah, any questions? If you have any questions, you can type it in the chat as well. Nice one, Bosh. Where's
Alright, that's good question.
amazing questions. Is there anything anyone wants me to talk through? Any concepts or anything?
Support and resistance. Like explain about that.
Exactly. That is the best right there. Toxie, I see you typing. What are you talking about?
He's actually not talking, he's typing. So
Toxie, no, it's not different to my normal model at all, especially for continuation. As per usual, well, this one here, this trade here, technically both trades, I just played a bit more conservative. My usual continuation trade is waiting for the sweep and then waiting for rejection, which where I would have entered up here. That's where I would have entered on my normal model, but I'm trying to be a bit more conservative and precise, I guess. So it's not different at all. But I see what you mean.
I think we're trading the same shit, Tommy, but my entries are just a bit different than yours. Like I think like the way you like like the steps the same, but my order block is different than yours.
Yeah, it does
Because
vary a lot. Like I would have seen for my last trade here, I would have hoped to see it come up to this order block up here. It was a very different trade. It was more building up liquidity and bouncing off like invalid order blocks, essentially more 1 minute structure than anything else.
if you look the screenshot sent, I would have taken that if I was on there. The reason why I took that is because it swept liquidity, as you already marked up, had a break structure, and then into an order block. That's actually my criteria. That's what break structure,
Yeah, I know
no change of character,
but the only reason I
liquidity.
had my the only reason I had my stops higher is because I had a feeling it could sweep both those double highs that I just marked out
Yeah,
here and
I
react
feel
off
you.
that. So just trying to play it safe, but I guess at the same time, this position was completely unnecessary. It was like risky for no reason, but I got bored. So it was a good
Trading
day.
emotions.
Yeah, literally trading money I hadn't even secured yet.
That doesn't
Yeah,
sound like Tommy.
it does sound like Tommy indeed.
The money's getting to him. He's getting emotional now.
No, you know,
He's
it's
gonna lose all
because
his money.
no, it's completely fair to stack up on or stack up on positions or moves that you're almost certain of. And since I saw, because obviously I was using a PD array as well. Since I saw what structure was it?
How are you sure it would just keep melting and not come back?
Because
Don't
I
worry
had
about it.
my time frame structure in mind. So as well, this order, well, this whole area here. What the fuck is that going? Where's that going? This order block here. I noticed. I'm fairly certain it's this one. It might be one higher up. But yeah. So after I noticed here, the reason I took this trade as well, after I noticed how it's reacting off right here, and I was seeing that it was failing to break this 5 minute high, not once, and it came up and like tried to get through again, and it barely even got through its own structure. After I saw it try and yeah, so I tried to see it close above this high, which it didn't. Came down, breaking little bits of internal structure, wasn't enough for me. Came back, swept more liquidity, started breaking more structure, which is why I hopped in. Because I could just tell that this order block was failing. Plus, if you have high time frame market structure mastered, then it's piss easy, you know it's gonna go. Like ICT had a tweet, I don't know how long ago, it could have even been years ago, but he said that treat your 1 hour as your daily time frame and your 5 minute as your 1
And it
minute
opens
internal
the world,
structure.
bro.
Yeah, and you unlock the world essentially.
Sounds pretty gay, to be fair.
Yeah, literally. I don't like what the fuck is he on about. There's just a higher time frame and a lower time frame. What the fuck?
No, it makes sense.
I reckon
'cause-
the guy's full of shit, but I can't lie.
No, because the 5 minute structure is the lowest like internal form of valid structure you can get. Like obviously the market's fractal and shit like that, but if you're sat there watching the 1 minute, you're 100% gonna miss what's happening in the 5 minute, and vice versa. So 5 minute is like the internal structure that you should be following. But yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Finding the opportunities on a 5 minute, it's so much more valid.
Mm-hmm. Only literally,
On
I
the
was, I
one
was saying
minute,
this to Moy earlier because he was messaging me, and I was saying he's like missing trades because he's on the 1 minute constantly marking up every single 1 minute demand, supply and shit like that. I was like, just sit on the 5 minute, let it come to you.
yeah.
But yeah,
If there's no trade, just force one.
exactly.
Yeah, that sounds good to me
Which
as well.
was exactly my last position. Yeah. Any other questions? Anything you want me to go through? Anyone want to send me some screenshots of charts and ask why shit didn't work? Anything like that? I have some time. And I'm sure Luke is willing to donate to charity.
Yeah, right. I need someone to domain donate.
What the
You
fuck
know
did you
what?
say?
I need someone to
That was
donate
not
me
me, mate.
Say that
Huh?
one more time. Plenty was breathing.
I need someone to donate me a new Wi-Fi.
Donate your new Wi-Fi. Solid. Amazing. I'm sure Alex will be down for that.
But I have 3 different Wi-Fis in my house, and still all of them are shit.
Gordon Harry will be some trades after New York Open. I can have a look. I don't trade New York literally whatsoever, but I can have a dabble. Obviously, this isn't even back testing. This is literally me seeing the moves. But I'll analyze some shit. So, using my PD array after reacting off our our imbalance down there, I would be looking for POIs above the 0.5%. And the first POI above there is this imbalance right here. So that would be my first POI. And you drop down to the 5 minute, drop down to the 1 minute, whatever you like to deal with. But I like dropping down to the 5 first of all. And obviously we see a 5 minute order block just above, so you could mark that out as well if you wanted. I wouldn't even bother because you can tell that the imbalance held because obviously it didn't close outside that on 5 minute. If you jump down to the 1 minute and you're looking for a breaker structure. So the first breaker structure is right here. That's what we're looking for. Nice break. Then we're looking for 1 minute liquidity manipulated into an order block. And the first order block on the left here is obviously this bad boy up here. So then I'd be on here, and as per usual, I'd have my 2.5 pip stop loss. No matter what I'm trading, I always have 2.5 pip stop loss. So even I don't even hop in on candle close anymore because I'm just cocky or confident. I'm not quite sure, but it works for me. And then taking it down to the next low because obviously we know that is bearish at the moment. And boom.
Boom, boom.
Does that make sense? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's the trade you saw, and it's actually. I know it seems complicated when you're actually doing it, but I promise you, once you simplify it down to certain steps, it's so much easier. Like I've literally just done. A lot of people would so overthink this. Just sit on the 1 hour from the swing high to the swing low. Just draw out your PD array. If anyone doesn't know what that is, the PD array is premium discount. And essentially, you're only looking for sells, well, sells or buys, but obviously in this case, sells past the 0.5%. You're only looking for sales past that. And when we're looking for sales past that, you're not looking for POIs that are like inside it. So this whole POI here is inside it. Technically, it's on the 0.5. That does not count for us. We're not looking for that. You're looking on the 15-minute for fair value gap, followed by 5-minute order blocks. Or you don't even have to look for the order blocks, to be fair. I just mark out the 15-minute fair value gaps and just wait for it to reach that. And quite a lot of time, it's actually like the first thing it'll react off of. But yeah, just narrow it down to your PD array, followed by internal structure, and whatever your confirmation is. It could be 5-minute, it could be 1 minute. I'll see if there's any 5-minute structure. Yeah, so technically, this is what I used to trade. Obviously, looking for 5-minute structure, so we'll just use this as the low for this one because that's fucking messy next to it. That got broken. Then, as a nice little continuation trade, I'm looking for 5-minute structure to be, well, 5-minute high to be taken out into an order block. So for a continuation, or if you're trading simply on the 5-minute, you'd be looking right here as your order block. See that sweep, that could go there, that could go at the high or whatever, and then down to the low. You could do something like that, or you could do what I do, hop down. And because obviously this is later in session, we're not worried about any more liquidity sweeps. So we see our rejection, 2.5 pips stop loss, and then boom. It's the same model every single time. You're printing money.
Wait, so later into the session, there's less sweeps.
As in, so you're familiar with, I've told you this before, you're familiar with how when a new session starts, that
There's a sweep.
new like entities, new companies and stuff like that get in the market, so they're like going to cause another sweep at the beginning of the session. So that's why you don't need to wait for that 1-minute confirmation, the same way I didn't wait for this one, same way I wait for the 5-minute sweep into an order block, hopped in straight on my rejection. Because it's later into the session, so there's not going to be any new hedge funds or anything like that, or any just big money coming in and trying to manipulate it even more.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions? Anything anyone else wants me to go through? Can you share your exact trading plan? Does that include like risk management and stuff like that, or do you mean my like steps when I hop on in the morning? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? How do you get to an entry? All right, yeah, I will do that. All right, I might cut this bit out of the recording for the YouTube. I might not. We'll see. So on the morning, obviously everyone likes to do a nice bit of top-down analysis, but instead of looking at this whole move here, we're just going to zoom straight down here, and we're just going to see, okay, daily bullish, we've broken here. 4-hour, we're zooming in even more, seeing all these breaks here. So obviously you're trying to find out market structure in the morning first of all, or at the beginning of the week, because I've been knowing it's coming down to at least this level here for a fucking while. So seeing all these breaks, so I know that this whole range here is going to be valid for sells. So I've had that 1 hour imbalance there using the PD array. It's the first imbalance there that hasn't been tested yet. So I knew that was going to be a point that we're going to drop off at. And once being on the 4 hour, I'll go down to the 1 hour. So that I use the 1 hour for my actual targets, as in where I know I'm going to have my TP. So I'm looking for a clean order block past the 50%. And once you know it's changed trend, since obviously we know here that's going to be a good sell-off point, because that's the origin of this whole move, that's broke loads of structure. Once you know the trend, which obviously is bearish for the past few days, looking for your order block in here. And my first valid one would be down here, because obviously all of this is just ranging and lots of indecision. And then drop down to the 15-minute. And we're looking for valid order blocks. So with my 0.45 and 0.55 here, because these wicks are inside there, I class that as invalid because we don't want to see any order blocks within this range. So even though this is here, don't like, plus on the 1 hour, as you see on the 1 hour, it's literally tapping in. So I don't like that. So I knew it was going to go lower. And looking here, it just quite literally, obviously, just looks like liquidity and like nothing but liquidity. So obviously it's sideways, trend line shit, normal. Then not very obviously liquidity on the here, so you know you're trading below it. And my first valid order block is here because we've seen it sweep this low here, followed by a fair value gap instantly. And obviously this low here is going to act as liquidity, as in like internal liquidity that has to get taken out for it to actually react off our order block. So I knew that we're selling down to that. And because I know we're selling down to that, I can happily stack positions. So, like I said, on the 5 minute here, wait for a sweep because it's later in the day. We wait for the sweep, nothing more. Bit of rejection, enter instantly. That was my play for the day because obviously I knew where I was going to go. Same followed by this one, apart from because it was at just after 8. I saw this sweep, but I didn't know if it was going to continue going up. But I saw the nice rejection followed by fair value gaps, followed by the 1 minute liquidity, hop in there. Obviously, I've explained them all, so then I knew it was going to come down past sweeping all this liquidity here. But it's very simple. Once you know the market direction on the 1 hour, then it's very obvious because obviously we can sit on the 1 hour here. There's not a single valid order block within here until the extreme down here, which obviously we had to refine. But that's the point of top-down analysis. Like, even I believe now this isn't even valid at all. We've seen a bounce off of it in the air because it's a nice 15-minute, but I know for a fact it's going to come straight through. It was just my TP. But it wasn't my TP.
How did you know this would just keep on melting though? Like how why didn't you think it would retrace and then or like fuck around?
Oh yeah, I know it's going to fuck around. The same reason that this order block here caused this little bit of a move up on Asia. I knew it was just going to push straight through. So it was a shit test. Like, you don't see any valid changes of characters or market structure shifts in there whatsoever. You see nothing there. Plus, because like I said, I'm not looking for any wicks or any part of my order block to be within the 0.45 to 0.55. These 2 wicks are in there, so it's invalid to me. I'm not looking for buys off that at all. And because I'm trying to play ping pong with the market, I know the next point. I had a 15-minute zone in here, which is where I got my TP to, which actually I marked out just to see what would happen. I didn't even mean for it to be my TP, which is quite annoying. But you can just look at here. It's a bunch of wicks, not a single valid unmitigated order block at all. Like this order block right here was instantly mitigated here. It's just a lot of wicks that are just really unnecessary and really just are not going to be valid at all. In the same way here, that this order block here has no fair value gap on it on the 1 hour, and it's been tested literally instantly. So I just know that the market should realistically continue pushing down, and the only time we're going to see any sort of reaction is off of here, and I reckon that's when we'll see proper buyers, like a proper trend for a few days.
Okay.
But obviously, because we're trading intraday, we still want like normal targets. Because I obviously held this as a swing because it was late in the evening and it was like 3:30 p.m. anyway. Because I held that overnight, so we might take one swing every now and then. So I already had a win on this day as well. I already had like 9% secured on that day. So I was just gonna leave it, risk that little 1%, and then just leave it overnight, forget about it. But yeah, we still want valid TPs for the day, the same way that this entry down here, because there's a valid internal order block down here, I knew that there was going to be some sort of reaction off of it. And as you can see, it caused like quite a nice reaction and obviously would have taken out this trade if I hadn't had my TP there. So you need to have reasonable take profits that suit like the time of day and stuff like that. That's why time and price is taught by is like stressed by ICT a lot. Yeah, does that make sense? Hey,
How did you learn all this?
literally just YouTube and just experimenting.
Yeah.
But yeah, just experience more than anything. Yeah, hey, you look gorgeous.
My face. Okay.
Yeah, she looked really pretty. Sorry, I looked at your tits. Yes, looks beautiful.
Was it blended? Is anyone
Yes.
on camera? So that was listening to you.
Yeah.
Like, master.
One sec. So guys, if there's no other questions or anything, I'm gonna hop off for tonight. And I'll upload this on YouTube or whatever. I'll send it to Luke and let him do it. Yeah, I'll sit in the call for the next 5 minutes. If anyone has any other questions, just type it out and I'll look at it in a minute.
Sorry, I don't want to rush. I just want to check if I look.
Yeah, it's good.
Saving for life.
Really pretty, yeah. I've got one more question to answer. How do I deal with range in markets, unpredictable pricing? I'll show you. So, let me get all this shit on my screen. All right. So, as you can see here, this market right here was very, very, very rangy, and we do not like that. This whole market here was very, very rangy. So at this point, I was waiting for it to break out of this range, either to the upside or to the downside, but obviously it was most likely going to be to the downside. So we're looking at this range here. We don't see any clear like high time frame structure at all. So we drop down to the lower time frame. I'll try and find a trade that I had there. Right, there's 1, 2. All right. So there's some trades from this range here. So for ranges on the higher time frame and stuff like this, I tend to just look at the 15-minute and look for liquidity sweeps and valid order blocks for this one. Because obviously there's no actual like target for this because we don't know when it's going to break out the range or anything like that. So we're looking at this with no actual bias. So the first day, obviously, we're looking for a liquidity sweep and then 1 minute structure, which where we hopped in there, and that's completely valid. But then we notice it start ranging a bit. We're looking for sells here, and I did catch this, but I was looking for my TP to be like the low here or even further, so it ended up hitting break even. But it was a valid trade until I realized that it was ranging. When I realized that it's failing to break out here, but there's valid order block down here and down here that had broken structure here, I needed to take buys up to valid order blocks, which for this one, using my PD array again, we're looking for fair value gap or an order block, but I'm always looking for an order block before a fair value gap. So I had my TP to this fair value gap there. So always looking more at 15-minute structure than anything. And right here, this was a good one. So seen the high here, failed to break. So it took 1 minute structure down to the 15-minute order block here. Failed to break again, took 1 minute structure down to the next valid order block, which is this RFC here. So obviously this one had just been mitigated by this one. So because it failed to break the high, just like the previous one, looking at 1 minute structure for our normal entry protocol down to the next valid order block. Same thing again, swept this liquidity, failed to break the high, 1 minute structure down to the next valid order block, which is this one here. And then obviously I could have done the exact same thing 5 times in a row. Failed to break high, could have probably had some 1 minute structure in here, taken down to order block down here. You just always look at 15-minute structure for your rangy like trades, internal trades on a high time frame. That makes sense. Oh, cheese balls, balls in the cheese.
I talked a little.
You talked a little.
I want your brain in my brain. I want your knowledge.
That sounded a bit
You
gay for a
explain it
second.
like it's
but-
easy.
Huh?
You explain it like it's so simple.
That's the thing. Like less than 6 months ago, it never was. So it all just comes with doing it every day, I guess. How do you determine where and when to sell on higher time frames? Well, obviously selling within our usual session time, and where is just based on the PDRA and seeing if there's any valid order blocks. Like I said, high time frame, use your GAN box or the Fibonacci, and just draw it to the tool. Like say right now it starts pushing up, and it breaks the structure, closes above on the 1 hour. The first place I'm going to be looking to sell is right here, so it's above the 1.5. So that'd be my first place I'm looking to sell. If not, I'm looking to sell at the fair value gap just above it. And if it breaks structure here, I'm taking buys all the way until it hits this level. And then depending on how it plays around this level, could buy it to the liquidity or even higher, essentially.
Yo, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed on gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
That whatever it starts, like let's say whatever London start is, it's always gonna end in opposite. Like if I don't know how to explain. I'll send a picture in general. Like
Yeah, got them.
like this. This is usually what happens in London and New York on gold. Like if it's open is high, it'll always end lower. If the open is low, it'll always end higher.
Well, yeah, gold and EU are quite similar, as in they can work on sweeps more than anything. Gold works a lot more on sweeps than GU, because obviously it's like two of the world's most valuable currencies, as in like US dollar and gold. Obviously it's
Exactly.
going to be manipulated a lot more, so I'm not surprised. But I guarantee it's not going to happen every time. Because if that was the
No,
case,
no,
it'd be the easiest strategy.
But it's literally like 90% of the time. If you go in right now on XAUSD and just look at it, you literally see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like out of 10 sessions, 7 of them do that.
Alright, guys, I need to go because I need to walk my girlfriend down the road. So I'll see you guys in a bit. If you have any other questions or something, just message me. I'll message you later.